How is Letter to the Trenches coming along? Good. I have a few ideas and general thoughts on the current state of the trenches and how I think they could come back and what's necessary for them to come back. So that's kind of what I'm writing on. It's also going to include Solana and like my thoughts on Solana, thoughts on crypto versus stocks, the AI trade versus the crypto trade. I really think crypto has been. I said it in a post the other day. I think crypto's been discounted pretty hard. That, but it's also like one of the most heavily momentum traded assets like in the world. And so when sentiment flips, it flips pretty aggressively. Um, and you honestly don't need the time to peak or bottom, but you do have to be paying attention when the momentum does flip. I said earlier, it's like you don't need to pico tick the bottom, but you do need to be paying attention when stuff flips. Like for Solana specifically, this is obviously a riskier place than buying over 100. Um, but you have to be paying attention to know when that shit happens. You guys are lucky because you are on CT, on crypto Twitter, and paying attention to this stuff every day. But for people who aren't, they don't even know what price a lot of these assets are at a lot of the time. Um, yeah, look at Solana first. So Sol kind of reminds me of back in 2023. This range right here, it spent. So this was the FTX sell off. Um, the bear market here obviously sold down a ton from 200, and then FTX happened around $38. I actually was here. I was on a plane when this shit fucking happened first started, and they had just announced like a partnership with Google for some staking thing, I think, some validator thing or cloud hosting, some Google Cloud thing. And everybody left Breakpoint like super high spirits. And then as we were on the plane back to the US is when everything crashed and the FTX shit happened. Then obviously he had bottomed at 8. Vitalik put that tweet out literally this right here. And then for this entire period, in 2023 until the end of 2023, it was like a 10-month period of just ranging between mostly 20 and 25, 26, mostly 20 and yeah, like 27. One dip to 15, and then this liquidation here to 12. And during this entire time frame, everybody was super bearish on Solana. Everybody was saying it's never going to come back. Doesn't matter what upgrades they made to the chain. Doesn't matter what fixes they made. Like in 2021 when transactions were like literally free, there was a ton of spam whenever people would do NFT mints, and it would make the chain unusable during certain periods. So they had to fix a lot of things there. But essentially, yeah, everybody was super bearish on Solana here. Didn't think it was going to come back. Didn't think people were ever going to use trade on chain. Everybody was like, Ethereum's the only place where activity is going to happen in crypto. During this entire range, by the way, like literally 10 months. And I was bullish Sol here this entire time. It took a really long time for it to break out. And I think the most comparable price action is like right here. So if you go back to like here, this was actually right before Q3 in 2023. So this is June 10th, 2023. Have this range. I said on stream the other day, there's like 4 things that all assets do: accumulation, distribution, trending up, and then trending down. Accumulation is when you trade in a tight range at the bottom, you end up breaking out afterwards and trending up. Distribution is when you trade in a tight range at the top, you end up breaking down afterwards and trending down. You don't know whether something is accumulation or distribution until price breaks out in either direction. But yeah, this was a tight range. People were very bearish during this range, and you had this swing low around like $16. If you look right here, it looks terrible. I'm gonna go back a little bit more. You go back to like here. Like this looks awful. It's broken beneath this level. You can even say the main support level is like up here. It's where a lot of the price action had happened. It looks like it's gonna break down. It looks it's at 14. There's no real support down to like 8. If I was betting on this, I'd say, okay, cool. It looks like it's gonna go back to 8 and retest that. And what happened was it ended up being a deviation. Deviation meaning it was a false breakdown. It reclaimed this range low, reclaimed this key support level. And then later that year is when it ended up trending up. Yeah, it took a while. It did take a while. This is true. But yeah, you can see the price action. So yeah. So what I currently am thinking on Sol, we're kind of in a similar position where the sentiment is really bad. Um, and nobody is really bullish on Sol. Everybody's bullish on all these other things for different reasons. This was the open of Q3 in 2023. Can't see my fucking laptop. So this was the Q3 open in 2023. And I think we're kind of in a similar spot right now. So I would say obviously this is a lot riskier trade, right? If you're buying this here, your stop is probably like under 60. You don't want to have just like it's difficult to be the guard against your risk if 60 doesn't hold because it's probably going to go like 20% lower, I would say. But if you have an extended time frame and you're buying spot, I think you're buying spot at a good discount here. And in long term, you'll eventually be in profit. But what I think is going to happen, I think this is the low. And I think that we're going to reclaim 80 in Q3 and then trend sideways for a while and then end up trending up. Like if you want to wait for a safer place to enter, I would say the reclaim of this right here, which is like the main support level of this range. As you can see, it's held this multiple times and broke down here. If you can reclaim around like 80, 83, I think is the technical level. Buying here is like a lot higher confidence hit rate spot. So if you wanted to wait for a like safer entry, that's what I would say is a good spot. And then your invalidation would be like beneath the previous range lows, which is like 76. That's my general thoughts on Sol technicals wise. We already talked about all the fundamentals of Merc. I don't think I need to go deeper on that. Yeah. So what else do y'all want to see? What else do y'all want to see? Courtshit said, "My goal, I'm Korean, a legend. What's good, bro? Love you too." Pump is at its all-time low. Don't you think it's one of the highest RR trades right now? Yeah, we can look at Pump. Let's look at Pump. Let's look at Pump. Yeah, so Pump is down a lot, but it's down a lot for a reason. Like you can't. It's down 86%. So Pump, I'm watching Pump. I haven't bought Pump yet. I'm not long Pump. But I do think that Pump is going to be one of the most interesting things to watch over the next few months because as before, like in 2023, I'm betting on crypto coming back. I think Solana was going to be the best place for retail to trade on chain. I also think it's the best place for people to build consumer applications. That was in 2023. That thesis was proven out pretty clearly by Pump Fund and meme coins. And we're seeing it being proven out with more consumer apps now. But Pump Fund has done a great job of maintaining attention on its platform, even while the token is down 86%. This is unheard of, by the way. When something is down this much, you usually don't have any users of your platform. And Pump Fund is still like one of the most talked about apps on Solana, if not the most talked about application. Still does a ton of trading volume on their app. Still have a ton of people invested in either their success or their downfall, which is a good thing. Even though they have a lot of negative attention, they still have attention and they still have users and they still are making money. They've made $1 billion in revenue. This token currently trades at like 1.1 billion FDV. I think like 300 or 400 mil circle. I gotta check that, but like 1.1 FDV. So the thesis around when this could turn around or when this could come back, they need to either one, show growth metrics in the revenues. Right now, their growth metrics are generally down, even though they are making money. So for them to start making more money again and start trending up in that direction, one, those revenues trending up. And two, it's like to restore the goodwill that they could have with CT. And I think the main ways that they do that is by making a better casino. Like they have a ton of tools that they could use to make their product better for traders that they currently haven't used yet. And they also haven't done the airdrop. and they still have a ton of supply that they could do the airdrop with. And I think it would make a ton of sense for them to change things around how they're interacting with their customers at the same time that they're planning this airdrop. So that at some point, if this goes down like 30, 40 more percent, they do all these things at the same time. It starts going sideways. I think it would be really easy for this to rip if people are betting on, well, there's a consumer platform making $1 billion a year and it trades at 400 mil FTV, and they just gave me $100 million airdrop. I mean, that thesis makes a ton of sense. Um, but I think you just gotta wait for some things to turn around, or from a technicals perspective, I mean, it's looks terrible. I mean, it's just continuously making new lows. If I was gonna try and buy this, I probably would wait until like I wouldn't try and knife catch this. I think it's just a waste of time to try and knife catch it. You wanna wait for strength. Um, at least with Solana, you have like an established range that's been trading out. It hasn't like broken beneath yet, but um, yeah, for pump, I have alert set on it getting him back above like 17.0017. I, just so you guys, yeah, I have like an alert set here. So if it gets back above this, and I'm like, okay, it might have reclaimed this range that it's been in for like half a year. That'll be a good sign. But right now it's just in a downtrend, so I'm not really trying to like bottom ticket. And I think it's gonna continue to be in a downtrend because there's so much negative sentiment around pump. Like there's no reason for people to want to be buying this token. And a lot of the people who I know there also a lot of people don't think it's a consistent business because a lot of their focus is just on memes. I think if they also focus on things outside of memes, like other consumer apps, that's one of the reasons I have been mentioning Pumpcade. But I think and the Kintara also, but the other apps and games on that have launched on Pump Fun, I think are going to be important for them changing the narrative around them just being memes, which is also an important piece. Um, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting spot. Like I could see this going back to all time high in a bull market, especially if you think about how much people um could be trading on their platform if their revenues are up and to the right. I fully could see this going back to all time high. It's just like you got to wait until it's a good spot, if that makes sense. Um, and unlocks are also coming soon, so it's like nobody wants to buy this as unlocks are starting to happen, and there's also negative sentimental pump. So I just think it has time. 500 mil market cap, yeah. So it's 487 mil circ, and it's 1.1 bill FDV. Ansem, is there a way to watch the full stream after it's done? Yeah, we're gonna post the full thing. We're gonna post it on, I believe my ex will probably post it with all the timestamps. And I think we post, where else we post? We post Spotify, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, Spotify. It'll be on other platforms too, but I'll post all the links um after we're done. Probably like a couple days, maybe tomorrow. Yeah. Did you even know Pump Fun had a hackathon? Yeah, I know they have. I know they have hackathons. Like I know that what their focus has been not just on memes, and they want to support builders in their ecosystem. They have a fuck ton of money, bro. They have like $2 billion to spend on growth and spend on supporting products. That's why they invest in protocols and all this other stuff. Yeah, I'm aware of the Pump hackathons. I think those products that win those are going to be interesting areas to look at. Uh, do I still believe in the 4-year cycle? Not really. I think hype has kind of disproved the 4-year cycle already. Like it hasn't been relying on BTC. BTC has been down a lot this year, and hype has been up and to the right, like pretty substantially. Let me see if I can pull up the fucking my compare. Yeah, so this is like I use this to look at um compare different assets returns on TradingView. Oh, why is this hype USD though? This is the wrong hype. Okay, Um, yeah, if you use TradingView and you go instead of candles, you click this line chart, and then you go here and you want to compare symbols. You can add like different symbols to compare. So I have a ton here, but this is what I use to look at like returns over time. But yeah, if you look at the beginning of 2026, Hyperliquid is up 147% and Bitcoin is down 32%. So this is like a pretty clear indicator to me that the 4-year cycle doesn't dictate all of crypto's price action. It's more so if you are a business that's doing well, you don't need to be relying on Bitcoin or ETH's price action to do well. So I think Bitcoin could be relying on the 4-year cycle, but I don't think crypto specifically needs to rely on the 4-year cycle for things to do well. And I do think that Solana could be one of the assets that outperforms while Bitcoin is sideways. And yeah, VVV is another one that's done really well in 2026. Like if you would have waited until Q4 to start buying things, that you miss VVV, you miss hype. I think it's a bad framing of trying to invest in crypto. I don't think it really makes that much sense. Um, what's World XYZ? I don't know what World XYZ is. I've seen it. I don't know what it is. Do y'all know what it is? I have no idea what it is. Yeah, does anybody know what World XYZ is? I genuinely do not know. I have no idea. No idea. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see. Yeah, it says coming soon. Oh, they follow me. It's some Solana thing. Maybe they'll tell me. I genuinely don't know. I have no idea. But a lot of the Solana teams have been tweeting it. Like Chase, I love Chase. Chase is one of my favorite people on Solana. He's tweeting it. Like the Solana Foundation's tweeting about it. I don't know. Does anybody in the chat know? I genuinely don't know. The world needs more tokens. Is there a token platform? No idea. Isn't this a Tokabu thing? The Sindu thing? I can't hear it. I don't have it set up so I can hear this. I can't hear this page, right? Oh. Oh, the actual oh. I'm tripping.
Sendu. David Williams, by the way, you're going to play with plenty of interesting characters. You're jumping into the PPC, baby.
Yeah, thankfully for Solana, it makes it so easy. I don't have to go to the bank and get 50 grand. I can just shoot 50 grand in crypto right over the WSOP and hop in. So yeah, hopping in.
Sendu, Solana. Sendu.
That's actually sick. I haven't seen this. I've not looked at this clip. Yeah, I guess Tokabu should be sending off that. It is a Tokabu thing. That's like their slogan, right? Yeah, here they are. That's funny. That is cool. Yeah, I don't know what the world XYZ shit is. I don't know. Let's see, chat. Uh, uh. Maybe we'll do the trend stream another time. Not right now. Not right now. Maybe another time. Why are USDC pairs good? I don't know. I just think like a lot of people trading memes are looking to trade them direct with USDC anyway. And I think the liquidity is deeper on some of those pairs compared to the other ones. But really it's just like a new thing that they're launching, so people are always interested in new things going on. What other charts do y'all want to look at? I'm long BTC right now on bullpen. Longed it earlier today. Bro, I really fucked up not doing this fucking pair, smashing this pair trade on like long Bitcoin short MicroStrategy earlier this month. It was, well, I think it's one of the clearest, easiest setups you could have taken for sure. Like you knew MicroStrategy was in a horrible spot. And knew they were going to prioritize. I don't know if you knew they were going to prioritize Bitcoin over MicroStrategy, but like wouldn't have made sense for them to do anything else. And I think it just makes a lot more sense to hold Bitcoin directly than it does to hold a fucking entity that's buying Bitcoin for some weird premium on it. It doesn't make any sense at all. So yeah, I should have smashed this fucking pair trade on long BTC short MicroStrategy. I did on stream the other day. I did a stream with the wealth group guys. I was kind of talking to them about the pair trading we have in Bitcoin, but I think it's like going to continue to be a great trade. I don't see how it's not, like, even as far as down as MicroStrategy currently is, it looks fucking awful. And Bitcoin's currently holding 60K, which is actually one of the things I wanted to talk about, wanted to look at, or wanted to see happen, for me to be bullish on like crypto relative strength. Like it broke down beneath its February low already, and it's continually trending down. Damn, where the fuck is my other? The rest of the chart is not here, but yeah, pairs. Yeah, so any pair trading, we have partnership with Pair Protocol. This enabled fully in bullpen. If you want to go long one asset, short another asset, it typically can, if you do it right, it can protect you in whichever way the market goes. So like if market goes down, you think MicroStrategy is going to go down further than Bitcoin's going to go down. So even market goes down and you're long Bitcoin, you're still making money. And then eventually when the market turns, you think Bitcoin's going to go up more than MicroStrategy is going to go up. So you're making money in that direction also. It can also exacerbate returns. Like it can make things worse if you're wrong on both pairs. Like if you long Bitcoin and short MicroStrategy and MicroStrategy goes up and then Bitcoin goes down, then obviously you're losing in both directions and you're fucked worse. But it can be a hedge against like not wanting to be just one direction. Yeah, like bro, when this shit broke above fucking this high in June, bro, like this was a slam right here. So this is a chart of Bitcoin against MicroStrategy, like the pair. I think that their premium is going to collapse. I don't think their premium is going to come back. I would be very surprised if the premium on MicroStrategy comes back. I would be extremely surprised. There's just like they've lost so much, I think, confidence in their ability to navigate the Bitcoin markets well. And it doesn't make sense for you not just to buy Bitcoin directly. It makes literally no sense for you not just buy Bitcoin directly. It's super easy to buy. When they first started this whole Bitcoin treasury company thing, it was less easy for people to buy. But with how many ETFs are live, it doesn't make sense. I don't think it makes sense. I'm super bearish MicroStrategy. And the thing is, the reason that Bitcoin is even weak is because of MicroStrategy, and Bitcoin's at a like really important support level. I think if people were not thinking about MicroStrategy in general, this would be a super easy buy for everybody. But because people are thinking that Sailor's going to have to sell, people are scared. Like if you look at I can't even go back on. Is it going to let me go all the way back? Oh, it does let me go all the way back. Sick. But yeah, if you look at this level, like the 60K level on Bitcoin is hugely important. hugely important level. Like never in Bitcoin's history has it traded beneath the all-time high from a previous cycle for more than like a week ever. And this was the all-time high from 2021, hit 58K, 58.6K in February, peaked a little bit above in April, like 64K, sold off, and then retested that same area later in 2021. And that's the support level that was previously a resistance that we're retesting now. It's the main support level that we held in 2024. It's also the main support level, or like not the main support level, but like right before the Trump inauguration happened, and we had that run up with all the ETFs buying. It's also the how did I even do that? It's also the low from February, like this February low. Confluence of a lot of things. Also the 200 week moving average. We're currently right at that. So yeah, I think confluence of a lot of things. A really big spot. 58 to 60 is a really big support level in Bitcoin. I think a lot of the bearishness comes from people's concern around Saylor, and he's not going to need to sell the 55 billion in Bitcoin that he currently has right now. They have like a billion or 1.1 billion in cash, which is what they're going to use to pay out the preferred stretch shares to people. And so the reckoning, or so to say, like that doesn't happen until like 6 months out. And I think we've pulled forward a lot of the panic and fear around him needing to sell because people are selling their Bitcoin right now. Like people are de-risking, thinking that's going to happen. So I do think if you have a confluence of a lot of market selling, a lot of forced selling happening into a key support level, and it holds, especially going into Q3, the start of a new quarter, I think it's a good spot to be long with a pretty tight invalidation. Like you don't have to risk. I wouldn't long here and have my stop at like 55. Like if I'm longing here, my stop is literally like this low from today, and not much deeper. So I am long. I'm long BTC right now. Long BTC right now. As far as like what I would like to see it get back above, it's like right, yeah, right here. I'll go to the weekly. Oh no! Oh, here it is. There we go. Yeah, on the weekly. Let me clear this volume. On the weekly chart, the level I'm looking at is this. Um, yeah, it's like 65 and 66K is a really big spot. This is the lowest weekly close of this range. We closed beneath it here and then retested this wick low. But I think if you're gonna have a weekly close through this level, we kind of retested it once here and sold off again. I think if you can close a weekly through 66K, that's when we'll probably retest the high of this range, which is around here. So if you're waiting for more confirmation, there's two ways to trade it. You try and like get closer to the bottom with a tighter invalidation, or you wait for more confirmation and wait for strength. And I think if you do see a weekly close above 66K, you take out this high here, which is the first swing high from the bottom in June. If you take out this high, you make a higher high. You do something like this. Like if we were to close weekly above here, then you look to bid like a higher low, betting that we're going to return to the top of the range. So that would be that trade. Like you don't necessarily need to buy the breakout here, but you wait for either a retest at this level, something like this, or a higher low lower. But you're looking for a higher low to get long in, and especially if you're buying spot, you're not even playing it on perps. You're kind of less specific with your entries. But I think above 66K, get a weekly close through there. Monthly close would be amazing. Like if we were to close this monthly above 66, that would be fire. Then Q3, I think you can pretty aggressively look to bid. But yeah, I think looking for a higher low after that happens would be a good bet to be making. Let's see what chat is talking about. Do I think China will unban crypto? I don't have an I don't know, bro. I don't really have an opinion on that. Yeah, I don't really know. I can't even comment. I don't really know. Sold BTC chart, please. I can do that. Did I see that Chinese guy bottom selling? What Chinese guy? Oh yeah, I did. I did see that shit. I think I actually replied to it. And I was like, bro, this has to be the bottom. Like, bro, you can sell Bitcoin and not be in Bitcoin. When you need to announce that you're selling Bitcoin, I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of say this earlier on the show, though. I did. I was like, I don't hold any Bitcoin on the first episode.
On camera, I'd have laughed in your face.
Let's see.
Hey, it's been a while. Welcome back. I sold all my Bitcoin and I suffered absolutely massive financial losses. If you told me a year ago I'd be saying this out loud on camera, I'd have laughed in your face. But that's why I've been gone. People kept asking where I went, and the honest answer is I couldn't face you guys. Bitcoin fell from 120K last October to the low 60Ks this summer. A 50%
This is hilarious.
crash, and nothing can prepare you for what a move like this does to you mentally, especially when you're leveraged.
Oh, he's never been down
easy come,
99%.
easy go. I was over leveraged. A simple small mistake with brutal consequences. And as the price kept bleeding down with no bounce, no relief,
I feel like he's capping, bro. Did he like leverage long the top at 120K?
So I
There's
had
no
a
way.
choice. Either sell, take the loss and survive, or hold, stand by my ideals and get wiped out.
I feel like
So
this
I
he's capped,
sold.
bro.
And then I went dark because I realized I had no idea what I was doing anymore. I'd built my entire identity around this. I was the Bitcoin guy. But as the markets moved against me and my thesis simply was not playing out, I only doubled down and found myself
Bro, this
confused,
has to be the
depressed,
bottom, bro.
burned out,
It
and
has to.
honestly a little embarrassed at how deluded I had let myself become. I'm rebuilding now. And to be clear, I'm still bullish long term. I'll probably buy back in lower someday, but on my way down, I did see something I can't unsee. And if you understand this, it may save you the same.
There's no way I'm watching this whole thing, bro. It's impossible.
With borrowings. Now,
The fuck
but
is he talking
regardless,
about?
very ideal. And so after all,
Yeah, bro, like there's just there's too many fucking bottom signals, bro. It's like shit is just crazy. How many more can we have before shit rips? It's insane. It's genuinely insane. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, we talked about the weekly, talked about the daily. Yeah, if I'm wrong, like if I'm wrong on this being the bottom, where would I bid it? Probably down here, bro. Probably like 38 to 44. Probably down here. That's like the next big consolidation. That's like the next general demand spot. I just don't think it goes that low, bro. I think this is the bottom. I really do think this is the bottom. I think we're at peak fear with the Sailor stuff. I don't think he's going to be selling anytime soon. And I think that everybody who has de-risked has de-risked crypto a long time ago. Like there's a ton of people who chased and did very well on all the AI stocks and everything else going on. And this has been like the worst thing to hold for a while. But it doesn't take that much for sentiment to shift and for momentum to shift back on this. Like there's no reason, there's been no change to what Bitcoin's thesis is around it being digital gold and a store of value. Only thing that's really changed is prices down like 50% from the highs. And a lot of people also are waiting for Q4 because a lot of people are sidelined thinking that the 4-year cycle is when you bid. So you just bid every October. And so people are waiting for that, thinking we're going to make another low down. So there's a ton of people sidelined right now that have de-risked and have it allocated back. And if this starts to trend up again, those people are going to have to chase. And that's what I think is going to happen. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I think bottom's in, bro. Thoughts on memory and semiconductors? Yeah, I can look at those. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me pull up the fucking stock charts, bro. Where's the Apple got crushed today. Yeah. So yeah, this is Apple. Apple. I mean, is Google a better one? Yeah, but Apple is down a lot from a high. It's like what, like 40? How much is it down? Like 10, 15%? Let's see. Yeah, like 13%. Didn't hold its previous all-time high. I think Google's similar, where it's down a good bit and didn't hold its previous all-time high. Nvidia also looks pretty bad to me. Where's the rest of the stock? Oh, they didn't add it until I forgot. I'll pull up trading view. Hold on. Hey, soul moving a little bit. Let's go. Let's go. What was I looking at? Oh, stocks. So max. Yeah. So this is max 7. Like the hyperscalers and all that shit. These look terrible to me, to be honest. They put in a high here in last October, sold off in this bottom in April, late March, peaked above this high and then sold off again. And this is typically, like I've talked about a lot. My favorite trade is false breakouts and false breakdowns. So if you have a range, you look like you're going to break out of that range, then you close back beneath it, you short that, the retest of the previous high. Same thing with breakdowns. If you have a range, you trade beneath that range, especially if it's like a high during times of like peak fear, peak like around a certain event, and then you reclaim the range, you long with the stop at the low from the false breakdown. Those are my two favorite trades to take. And we got an example of that here where it broke out above this high and then closed back beneath it. And it's been trading pretty badly all of June. And this is kind of reflective. You couldn't see this as much with the indices because memory has carried stuff so heavily, like memories and semis. So I do think that like this is indicative that we're kind of at an exhaustion level of buyers. Like there's people are having to sell other things to chase the current narratives. And you're seeing profit taking and stuff that's up a lot from the past few years. And I think that in Q3 you're going to have stocks slow down a bit. That's my current thesis on Q3. I think Q3 is going to be mostly sideways. I'm not saying it's going to do something like retest this. I don't think. But I do think you're going to have some sideways price action somewhere in here, is what I'm thinking. I think this was the high for the summer. I think this is like a pullback that's going to happen. And then later in the year is when I think stocks are going to start to trend up again. But this is just like the general indices. I think what's really going to be tough for stocks is like picking the right individual names. Like the people who obviously smashed fucking SanDisk and Micron have outperformed everybody. Like memory's gotten re-rated really aggressively because of how much it's used with all the AI stuff going on, and there's only a few companies that are producing this memory that's necessary, and so that's why Micron and SanDisk have gone up so much. But it's kind of similar to crypto in that all assets are like, when you have only a few assets that are doing really well, it's not reflective of a healthy market in general. Whereas when you have everything going up together, that's more reflective of a healthy market. If other things need to get sold off for certain things to outperform, or if you're seeing profit taken in certain areas of the market and there's only certain stocks doing well that are driving all the returns, it's not necessarily a great thing. And the high volatility that you're seeing with a lot of the memory names, like stuff is whipsawing plus 10%, minus 10%. That high volatility typically increases when you get closer to the top. And it's evident that these things are parabolic. Like, look at this fucking stock, bro. This shit is crazy. It's literally vertical. It was $60 last April in 2025, and now it's $1,200. And I'm not saying that it's not driven by real returns and not driven by real revenues, which it definitely is. But I just think you can see a cool off period for these, and it would make a ton of sense. I've been wrong on this a few times. I think I tried to call top on SK Hynix probably a few weeks ago, and I was wrong. And this could definitely like 2x again and then top. Like I could be wrong there, but I do think that if you play this and you're up a lot, this is a good place to be taking profit. And you're gonna get a period of sideways price action to re-enter relatively soon. Even if that's slightly higher from here, it's not gonna go straight vertical the entire way up. And so I think it would make sense for Q3 to be slower for stocks. I think people have talked about like rates and inflation stuff. I do think the concerns with inflation have peaked. Like right now, they're pricing in, I think, 2 hikes into the curve towards the end of the year. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to reverse course on that after, like right now, the Strait of Hormuz, the Iran situation is being solved. I do think that they're probably going to cut going into later this year instead of hiking, because I think a lot of the inflationary pressures are going to subside. But I think that you're going to see markets slow down in Q3, and then we're going to trend up later in the year. That's my current thoughts. It would be confirmed if Micron trades beneath where it was before earnings, which was like 10:45, 10:50. Yeah, like this low. If this is going to continue trending up, this low should not get touched. Like this 990 low from that day beforehand should not get touched if this is going to continue trending up. And if you do see price action beneath that area, I think it's a pretty good sign that momentum has stalled and you're going to see some sideways price action. But I wouldn't recommend trying to short this though. I would not recommend trying to short Micron. I don't think it's a great idea. Yeah, it's kind of my general thoughts on stocks and memory and shit. Hyperliquid looks great, by the way. Every time I think this thing is gonna go deeper, it literally bottoms, like immediately. I was like, oh, this is at fucking 59. It's gonna come retest this range low here. Nope, just leaves it. Yeah, Multicoin put out a good thesis on hype today, actually. I don't know if you guys saw this. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Yeah, Multicoin put out a thesis on full analysis and valuation of Hyperliquid. Hyper is now one of our largest positions in the liquid hedge fund. Been accumulating aggressively since February. Here's why we believe Hype is going to be one of the best performers of the next cycle. Everything derivatives exchange, as we know, L1 plus DEX matching, SEC speeds and execution. Damn, I didn't know they had 900K users. 900K users in 2025. Almost 900 million revenue in 2025. 3 trillion in volume. Great distribution, aligned with the token. Clean exchange model. Yeah, 99% of protocol revenue going back to buying Hype. Yeah, coolest thing this year for Hype has by far been the HIP3 permissionless markets. That's Trade XYZ has crushed it with adding stocks and everything. 33% of platform OI is insane. I think that's only going to continue to grow. Yeah, and then the prediction market stuff with HIP4. I wonder what HIP5 is going to be. Maybe it's options. I don't know. Yeah, this was good. I haven't read the whole thing yet. This thing. I'm going to read this later tonight. Yeah, they think $8 billion in annual earnings by 2028. And then a price of 320 by 20x multiple. Is the full report. Shit kind of long, bro. I bet this is worth reading. If you haven't done your research on Hyperliquid or still don't own it, probably worth it to read this. I do think it's going to go a lot higher over the next few years. This is one I think you can dollar cost average into buy and pretty easily and be good long term. They've been dominating. Yeah, they got a ton of stuff in here. Word, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. What else do y'all want me to look at? Let's see what chat is talking about. Oh, Soul BTC chart. Bro is spamming me. I'm gonna look at the Soul E chart. Can I do that instead? Soul E chart is the one, bro. I'm telling you. Telling you. Where is the fucking yearly open? It's somewhere around here, yeah. I still can't believe this shit was so low, bro. 2023. So low. Yeah, had its uptrend. Bro, I swear this shit would be higher if not literally April of 2025. This peak high is when what's the dude's name? Tom Lee bought like 15 billion or something crazy. He bought it as and just ridiculous amount of ETH. And that's when this bottom or this top happened. I think this ratio is going to continue to trend up over time. I think this downtrend right here was anomalous from the rest of the uptrend. I'm highly confident in that. But yeah, this is the pair. It just broke above its yearly open for this year, so it's positive on the year now. Has outperformed Ethereum year to date. I think Sol ETH makes more sense as a comp than Sol BTC because they're the two biggest smart contract platforms. So yeah, what this is essentially saying is like if you wanted to go long Solana, you also could go short ETH here, and if this continues trending up, you'll make money on that pair. I think this is honestly a great pair trade to take, to be honest. Like if you're gonna long this here, what the fuck is up with my magnet shit? Why is it not? Bro, what is happening? This is so bizarre. I've never seen it do this. That's interesting. Oh, it's because I'm on the weekly. I think. But yeah, this was like the low breakdown. Looks like it's trending down, reclaim key level, and now it's trending up. My target would be like right here for like where I think it's gonna go next. I don't know what the actual value this is because my fucking ratio on the side is kind of fucked up. Let's see if I can get it here. Oh, wow. When did I draw this? What the fuck? I be having old squigglies on the chart from like random times. And it's always funny to see them pop back up over time. I drew this, I guess, in June of 2024. I thought this was gonna do. Got pretty close, to be honest. Not that inaccurate. But yeah, I would say like here, probably like here. 0.04, 0.055 is probably my next target. I probably would do like something like this, probably. Something like this, like a 30%. Well, this is essentially guarding against if you're taking this pair is like you're scared that everything might break down. And if everything breaks down, Bitcoin breaks below 60K, ETH breaks below 1500, Solana breaks below 60, then you at least have some downside protection. And you also think that Solana is going to outperform ETH to the upside if you don't have that breakdown. That's essentially what this pair trade would be saying and what you would be guarding against. So essentially kind of a way to play the market both directions. But your upside is going to be kind of capped because obviously if ETH goes up and you're short ETH here because you're long this pair, then that side of the position is going to be in the red, while your Solana position's in the green. And you could take, I'm pretty sure we have this pair. Got it. Okay. Yeah, we should have this pair on here. What is ASM? That's a random ass pair. And they hating on Soul hard. They don't got Soul as long in any of these shits. Let's see if I can just flip this. Okay, flip. There we go. Oh yeah, here's the same chart. Yeah, so like this is same chart I was just looking at. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So, yeah, if I wanted to long this would be like my level. Say I wanted to do like this is the stop, like 0.2 maybe. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go like short ETH and long SOL for me, half and half in both directions. I think this should print, to be honest. But yeah, and then you can set your SL depending on whatever you want to do with that. But yeah, yeah. So comp, bro, I'm fucking down in this comp right now, bro. I was long. Yeah, I'm down 700. I'm getting cooked right now. I was long Intel before that sell-off happened. Ahead of Micron earnings, got cooked on that, and then I was short ETH, and I think I closed it right before the nuke happened. Lost money on that, so I gotta dig myself out of a hole here. But yeah, this is the 1K to 100K challenge. We have like 187 people signed up. And the more volume that's traded on it, the higher the prize pool is going to be. So the more people you refer, the more people to sign up, the more people to trade in this challenge, the higher that the prizes are going to be to the winners. We're giving out prizes weekly with Pair Protocol. Pair Protocol is supporting prizes actually in Hype. So in Hyperlink, we're giving out Hype. And then at the end, we're giving out the big prize to the winner, for whoever has the highest P&L. So it's still open for people to enter. Yeah, they have the link up on the screen if you want to scan that, or yeah, slightly bigger now if you want to scan that. The link to sign up is app.bullpen.fi/compete/100K. And if you refer a top 20 finisher, you also get $500. So refer your good traders, sign up to trade if you're not in yet. There's weekly prizes as well as a large prize at the end. And I'm down, so you could you have a head start right now. I have to catch up. I'm probably going to be lev trading BTC because that's the highest leverage that I can catch up with. So I'm probably going to look for some Bitcoin longs, honestly, on this account. But yeah. Yeah, and people haven't made that much yet. This dude is crushing it. I don't know who this guy is. Yes, he's long BTC. This guy is, and all the positions and like all the profiles are public. So if you want to copy trade any of these people or counter trade any of these people, if you want to counter trade me, you can counter trade me. Oh, this is interesting. This guy is long plasma. Wow. That might be a good spot. The plasma is one of the interesting, I guess, spots right now. Yeah, this is cool. So sign up if you haven't signed up. 1K to win 100K is a pretty good deal, for my opinion. Not that. Oh, Smack is on here. Let's go. Long hype. I like the long hype idea. This guy almost got me in the last comp, Didi. Yeah, some cool people. Oh, Eliza's on here. Long Zcash, word. Mission's on here. I like Mission. Mission's funny. But yeah, this is the 1K challenge, 1K to 100K challenge. It should be instant sign up. All you need to do is you can fund your account anyway, whether it's crypto, wired, whatever deposit you want to do. It should take like less than 5 minutes to sign up. Oh, and do we have this link, the apply link? Apply.bullpen. Yo, Cat. I think is another thing we want people to help us with. Oh, okay, got you. Never mind, I got it. Cool. Oops. Okay. Yeah. So we're also doing this right now. We've gotten a lot of interest on the competitions. People seem to like the trading competitions a lot. So we're going to do more of them. But we want feedback on what exactly people want to trade and how they want to trade the markets, like what they're interested in seeing with the competition. So this is what that is. The link to give recommendations is apply.bullpen.fi. And we're giving away $1,000 to whoever we think designs the best trading competition. All you need to do is sign up with your Twitter profile, your Telegram username, and then you kind of can give your feedback on what you think the prize should be, or whatever you think the best format is. So this is an easy one, but we want feedback on how we should do these trading comps. We think they're good. We think they're good for people. So this is another thing that we're doing at Bullpen, and it should be live now. Yeah, it's live now. But yeah, let me see what chat. If chat has any recommendations. Kintara thoughts. Yeah, I mean, I I feel like I've talked about Kintara a lot. I like Kintara. I think in crypto, it's rare for a crypto game to have consistent usage over time and people actually paying for things in game, which Kintara does have. I think right now they had like 7,000 users or something like that. And if you ever are trying to play the game, all the servers are consistently full on a day-to-day basis, and people are leveling up their characters, doing all the in-game things, fighting against the monsters and shit in game, fighting against other people, and spending money in game to like get things that they need or things that they want, which I think is cool. It's cool to see. And so in crypto, when the sentiment is poor, which it is right now, you will see some like novel on-chain things emerge and that don't get a lot of attention. And then like as the market turns, if Solana were to go up from here, it's like, okay, I'm going to go on chain and I'm going to bid the most popular things on chain. And if you are one of those apps that's the most popular or one of the memes that's the most popular, then you end up benefiting from that tailwind of momentum. And so that's why I like Kintara. I think it's in a good spot. All the market's in a pretty bad spot. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody said somebody sold a penthouse for 10K. Dude said I made 4K selling game items this week. Damn, that's crazy. Can I check the tweet Mert was telling you he made on stream? What tweet? What tweet? I don't know. I don't know what tweet you're talking about. Yeah, I can check it, but I don't know which tweet it is. Bro, please stop spamming the chat. I can read, bro. You don't need to send the messages 100 times. I can read. I can read. I promise. I'm not slow. I'm a little slow, but I'm not that slow. What are the fees on Bullpen? It's a couple bips. It's like pretty much the same as the other front ends. It's not crazy. Please give us the next hyperliquid style trade below 50 million to 10 billion. Below 50 million to 10 billion, bro? What are you asking me for? That's an insane ask. That's crazy. You can trade everything on Bullpen, brother. Memes, perps, stocks, commodities, prediction markets. You can trade it all on Bullpen. Everything. Everything you're asking me, you can trade on Bullpen. Bullpen has come a long way since I first started using it. You guys did a good job. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, Bilbo. Thank you. When QWERTY on stream. I bet I can get QWERTY on stream. I like QWERTY. He's cool. I've never met him in person, but he seems chill from his Twitter. I wonder if Ashwood is gonna work out for him. I do. It's an interesting spot. When am I next going live? I don't know. When should I go live? I'm planning to do more just lives where I'm just talking charts and shit. Like a lot less official. So that's the plan. Let's all switch to bullpen. Yeah, exactly. You should. Let's say you found a new stock that you like. What does your research look like? What do you focus on at first? Yeah, this is what I use Chat and Claude for a lot. Chat and Claude will help me a lot with stocks research. The first thing that I've done is like come up with a system for getting good prompts on getting data back. So like you'll get a way better and more thorough answer from the models if you prompt them the correct way and ask them to be like objective, ask them to go in depth on different things. And honestly, you can iterate on the prompts that you're getting back. You can ask them for a default prompt on certain things and then go through that prompt and then ask them to improve on that and add certain things that you may be looking for or not looking for. Like with the AI stocks, it's good to have a general overview of how the entire stack works and like what the different companies are in the stack, and like what the competitors are and who the competitors are. And then there's a ton of information online now, like podcasts with CEOs of these companies, and people that are like subject matter experts on these things. So I always like to learn from people who are smarter than me and know a lot more about subjects than I do. And watching podcasts is a really good way to do that. Like the Dwarkish guy has a really good pod on AI. Like the semi analysis guys are super smart. Invest Like the Best is a good pod. Um, Joe Rogan obviously it brings great guests on. Yeah, I think like that's a good way to get a good ground floor understanding of things. And then for me, I trade technical analysis not more than, but I use technical analysis for all my entries and position sizing. And so after I do that, figure out what the stock does and what it is, that's when I'll go and pull up the chart and figure out when I should be or where I'm looking to enter, or where I'm looking to exit, and all those things. Yeah, I don't know if that answered your question, but yeah. We need solo streams again. I got you. Habibi. Habibi. Tomorrow for the market? Like in the morning? When? What do you mean? Uh, do I know how to claim on Pump Fund? I actually haven't claimed any of the Pump Fund stuff. People have sent me mad coins. People have sent me fees for mad coins. I think there's actually a way for people to just like claim stuff for me because I haven't claimed anything, and people have just I've gotten a lot of shit. I think there's a way for products or for the coins to claim for me. It's like it's over 1,000 coins at this point, bro. Like there's no way I'm going through and clicking claim on all of them. It's crazy. If there was a claim all button, I probably just hit that. But yeah, it would take a long fucking time to do that. Let's see what the timeline talking about. Hey, it's me. I agree with this guy. It all feels so fucking identical to how people were acting in May, December of 2022. Like I'm gonna run the same playbook. If I get burned, so be it. But I'm shopping heavily this next dip, buying in the end of Q3, start of Q4. Dream entries. I agree. I think buying Q4 is the spot, bro. Buying Q4 is the spot with long-term horizon. Broken space, please, bro. Please. Please. I need this at the bottom, dog. Please. Current lows are at, I think it's around like, yeah, my guy. I like this guy, Kays. If y'all don't know this guy, he's great. He was great with my clipping. He clips a lot of good shit, but he's on it. Like he be clipping a fuck ton of shit. I like this guy. Oh no, I lost my spot in the timeline. I hate when this happens. What? This is great. Somebody said the WAP has this thing where you can let somebody sit on the phone and wait for you, sit on hold for you, bro. What? What the fuck? Oh yes, is what we need. Wick off bottom, please. I use this shit a lot. Accumulation and distribution. A lot of ranges look like this. People call these things all different types of things, but the pattern is very similar. Range, fake breakdown, low volatility. I think SOS they call it signs of strength. BU is breakout. LPS, what is low? I forget what LPS stands for. Spring test, I think this is. I forget what LPS is. But yeah, this is a common trend. Markets only do 4 things, bro: accumulation, distribution, trend up, trend down. That's all they do. Every time frame. Oh shit. That's fire. It's Los Angeles. Billboard. Yeah, bro. This shit is so dumb. Cannot understand who the people are buying this shit, bro. I literally cannot understand. Yeah, we're gonna give you 11% out of air. How? You got 10 billion. They got 10 billion people to buy it. Not 10 billion people. $10 billion in this product. It's insane. Cool. All right, fellas. I don't got much else to talk about. Yeah, I think bottom is close for sure. Definitely think you want to be buying in Q3. Still think hype, great buy. Still think Zcash, great. Also think Solana is in a good spot now. It's a riskier spot, but yeah, also like VVV still. Cards on chain I like a lot. I think that if you do see Solana momentum and interest pick up again, then you're going to see Solana on chain do well, and it's really one of the only blockchains in crypto that has that capability right now. Like there's a lot of stuff to buy on chain. Even Hyperliquid, which has dominated this cycle, dominated perps. There's not really that much going on chain. I do think you should watch out for Paper Trade, which is launching soon. That's Jez's 1000x Lev product. Really cool design, and it's gonna have a token attached to it. And then they don't have any investors. Like it's very much the same type of launch as Hyperliquid did, where it's all to the users of the protocol. Essentially, the way it works is like if you get liquidated on Paper Trade, then you receive paper tokens, and the people like the profit pool they pay out from other people's losses. And so for all the people who are in profit trading on Paper Trade, they get paid out by the people who are like losers on the platform. And kind of what they're betting is that like overall, a lot of the decentralized perps exchanges, especially on 1000x leverage, there are more losers than there are winners because like it's high lev gambling, which makes sense. And the way that they're incentivizing these people who are gambling on 1000x leverage, you don't have to use 1000x. It's like 10, whatever it is, 1 to 1000x, whatever. But if you are gambling on 1000x leverage and you lose your collateral, you get tokens back. And then the paper token is bought back by a portion of, I think, I may not get this wrong. I think it's bought back by a portion of the revenues at a certain point. So like once the pool of losses is at a certain level, like over a certain level, then they start buying back the paper token with the losses. And so it's a pretty cool design. It's like very degenerate. Let me see if I can pull it up actually. I think I have it on here somewhere. Paper trade. I just remembered off the top of my head that I think this is supposed to be launching this summer. Yeah, paper trade. Yeah, so 1000x leverage, zero slippage, no funding, self bootstrap and LP. Fair launch, fully on chain perpetuals, exchange built on Hyperliquid by Jez and this guy Blur. I don't know Blurs. Yeah, I think this is gonna be cool. I think this is gonna be one of the more novel on-chain things that launches this year. I think you want to be trading on this early because there's the only way to get the token is by losing money on the exchange, or like the only way to mint the token is by losing money on the exchange. And so obviously, like the first people to trade on the exchange are going to be the first people who are the token holders of this exchange. And if you think that they're going to get a lot of interest and do well, it says if the LP climbs above the 5 mil staker reward cap, every dollar of further LP gain past that point is fully distributable to stakers via the keeper's push staker fees. That's crazy. Which is crazy. And under 5 mil staker reward cap, stakers get a share of the LP. So you're heavily incentivized to stake this paper token because you get you get a lot of the rev share over a certain amount, or all the rev share over a certain amount. Yeah, every dollar further LP gain past that point is fully distributed. Yeah, every dollar over 5 mil the staker reward cap is just given back to stakers. So this thing could be printing a lot of money and just giving it all back to people that are staking paper. And so I think they're going to get a lot of interest here. The design is really cool. Like they don't have any investors or anything. It's all going direct to users of the platform. So I think this is going to be interesting. One of the cooler launches. You haven't seen a lot of experimentation on chain with Hyperliquid yet, which is surprising because they have so many core users of their product, but a lot of the core users are traders. I think HIP3 and Trade XYZ are the other, like the biggest protocols built on Hyperliquid. But yeah, I think that's going to be cool. What else is fucking happening right now in crypto? Yeah, I think those are the main things. Yeah, I think that's it. If y'all have any other questions, let me know. I'll answer them. What's Folk Valley? I don't know what Folk Valley is, bro. When's the next solo stream? When should I do it? I don't really have the time right now. I would suck Ansem off. Appreciate it. No thanks, but appreciate it. Thanks, bro. I'll take that as a compliment. How am I playing Asian markets? I'm just watching for now. Zipu and the other one I looked at, Minimax Zipu I looked at. I haven't traded them yet, but I've been looking at those. Kospi just opened. Curious your thoughts. Kospi. Yeah, this is the same fucking chart as the NAS. It's just a memory chart, bro. I mean, it's literally the same chart. I think memory's due for consolidation. And I think this is essentially the same chart. It's fucking Samsung and SK Hynix is like 50% of this index. These guys are degenerates, though. The Koreans are degenerates, bro. They're fucking crazy. But yeah, I don't really have much more in-depth charts on Kospi. Somebody said you're changing PFP at 1 mil followers. It's possible. It's possible. I will say that it's possible. Okay, guys, I'm out here. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. I will see y'all later.